greatest impacts on my life because the 6 of us that started the show, we went through so much together, and we got to grow so much together as actors and people and friends, and so, I mean, just when I look back, I think about that time the most fondly.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you. Just once again, you're an awesome actor, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you, Sam. Nice of you to say.
Hey, sir.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Caleb. I just had a simple question for you, but I was wondering, we associate you with blue, color blue, Blue Ranger, but what is your favorite color?
I mean, blue, unfortunately, not unfortunately, or fortunately, it's in my life a lot. I try to weed blue out of my wardrobe, and it just always pops back in. So it's like if you open my closet doors, most of it's blue. But I wear a lot of black and gray and red, but blue is probably my favorite color.
Cool. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Caleb. What's up?
Hey man,
Hey man, what's your name?
like everybody here, big fan, you know.
Thank you.
I really wanted to ask you a question, but first I have to tell you this. Ever since I was a kid, you've been like a role model to me, man. When I was a kid, I used to play with my cousins or with my friends, and we used to play Power Rangers and whatnot, right? And I would always get singled out to be the blue, and I always thought, like, till 7 that was a bad thing, but then I always had to be blue, and I never got to be red. I wanted to be red, but then I look back at it, and you know what? You were like my whole experience, and ever since I saw your show, because I'm from Mexico, so things get a lot of time to get over there.
Yeah.
Believe me, we barely got like the newest seasons, and it's like 3 years. Like,
Takes a while for it to get to Mexico. Yeah.
And so let me tell you, you're awesome, and you've been my whole experience. And the whole thing why I like blue is because of you. Thank you, man.
You're welcome. Tell me your first name.
Ellis.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Ellis, it's really nice to meet you. I'm sorry you got singled out to be the Blue Ranger. I'm glad that it ended up being a positive experience for you.
It did. So it's an honor to meet you. It's like I don't want to say anything, but it's like you're like my god, dude.
Un placer. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And what I wanted to ask you is
Oh, wait, what question? What's the question?
I wanted to ask you, did you ever wanted to go on, keep on doing more stuff with the Rangers?
With Power Rangers?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I mean, I think when I left was a good time for my character to leave. And I mean, I'm curious to know what happened to Billy. I mean, he was sent off to some planet, and Aquitar, exactly. And I'd be curious to see what happened to the character. Like, does he have fish children?
Wow.
Probably fell in love with a person from Aquitar that's like half fish, right? So I'd be curious to see what happened. Or does he like a Zordon somewhere on some other planet now because he's so smart and created flying cars and all kinds of. He created communicators that make people teleport. I mean, his brain was off the charts. So yeah, I'd be curious.
All right. Well,
Cool.
Awesome, man.
Thank you, Ellis. How you doing? You got it? Tell me your name again.
Gotcha.
That's right.
How was it like going through the audition process to become a ranger?
Well, that's a very good question. It was very long and grueling. I had 8 auditions for the Power Rangers, and I originally started off auditioning for the role of Jason, the Red Ranger. And I had, you guys laugh at me. As if I could ever be the Red Ranger. But I had 3 auditions as Jason, the Red Ranger, and I realized in the 3rd audition that I most likely wasn't going to get the part. So I begged the casting director and producers to let me read for Billy, the Blue Ranger. And they didn't really want to let me, but I begged, and they finally did. And then I had 5 more auditions for that role. And at the time, we didn't really realize that we were auditioning to be superheroes. We didn't know any of that kind of stuff. It was more just based on acting. And just they wanted to know that we could be physical if we were a gymnast, a dancer, or a martial artist. And I was a gymnast. So in each audition, like let's say there was 1,000 people that auditioned at the first audition, and each audition, more and more people would get weeded out until the very final audition is when they take you to the television network, which at that time was Fox, and they made 3 different Power Ranger casts. So the cast that ended up getting cast was cast A, and then there was a cast B, which was like taller people, and then there was a cast C, which was people that looked a little bit older. And luckily enough, I was in cast A that the network chose. So it's long and it's stressful. It took about almost 2 months, maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, before we really knew. So it's like, you know, you really want to be an actor and you really want a part, and it's just back and forth and back and forth. And you go home and you don't sleep because you don't know what's happening. But I was lucky that I got the role.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tell me your name one more time. It's Katya? Okay. Everybody help me remember Katya.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Uh-oh.
I'm not only a Power Ranger fan, but as my son watches Power Rangers, I'm a fan of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh, cool.
So thank you.
You're
That's my
welcome.
relaxing time.
You like the Real Housewives, huh?
Yes, I do.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
y'all should think
Who's
about
your favorite character on that one?
it.
Does it switch every season?
It does,
Yeah.
yeah, but I do. I like all of them.
You do?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
But
Well, it just, like I said, that's just kind of,
it's your relaxing
that's
time.
my,
It's mom time.
that's mom time, exactly, yeah.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Well, you're welcome, thank you. Just for those of you who don't know, I did work on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So there's actually a clip from season 1. We were producing a segment in the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV, and I'm actually in the clip. So people screen grab that sometimes and send it to me saying, I saw you on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So it's just me sitting in the waiting room. It's real exciting. It's my acting at its finest.
I gotta look.
How are you?
I'm good. How
I
are
know I
you?
met you. Tell me your name again.
Joshua.
Joshua.
When you were little, what was your dream job? Was it to be on Power Rangers?
When I was little, Power Rangers didn't exist.
Or on,
I'm
on
an
any
old
TV
man.
show?
Yeah. So from the time I was 7 years old, I always wanted to be an actor. When I was in the 2nd grade, I played Dopey in Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, and playing that role kind of solidified for me that I wanted to be an actor. So when I was growing up, there was a show called Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to want to be the little kid on that show. So, and now, his name's Noah. I see him at conventions now. And I was like, oh dude, I used to want to be you. So yeah, that was kind of like that show, and I love Star Wars, obviously. The original Star Wars when I was growing up was when it came out. So, but I always wanted to be an actor. What do you want to be?
I want to be a marine biologist or a vet.
Wow, both very admirable. So very good. You're a smarty. I like it. You're welcome. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Good.
What's your name?
Alexis.
Alexis.
My question is, on the TV show, how come you didn't change like the different color shirts? Like you always wear like blue and everything. But why was that?
Why was that?
Yeah.
Because I was the Blue Ranger.
I know that, but like
limited
some
to
people
blue.
like just like said that like how come they just wear different color shirts, not just because the color they are as a ranger.
I mean, that was a stylistic choice on the producer's part. We don't have any say in that, and you know, it's kind of funny because we would, you know, you would think people at the Angel Grove High School would be like, these guys are really weird, like they wear the same color every day. But no, I mean, that's just what the producers wanted. There was original talk that in the beginning that we were going to just have one outfit for the whole series. So to make it more of like a cartoon, I guess. So we'd always be in the same outfit for every episode. Thankfully they didn't do that, 'cause that can get a bit rank, if you know what I mean. So, and I probably would have been stuck in overalls for 200 episodes. But so does that answer your question?
Yeah. And one more question though.
Uh-huh.
Like your character, how he was like insanely smart with science and all that stuff. Are you that same way?
No. I mean, I'm smart, but I'm not like, I am not good at science. Horrible. I'm not horrible at math anymore, but in high school I was really bad at math. But as I get older, I understand things better. I think I have a slow developing mind, maybe. And, but no, I was just an average B, C student, where Billy was probably A++. Like his GPA must be like above a 4.0. So yeah, Does that disappoint you?
No.
Okay. I learned a lot from playing Billy. Like I had big long words that I would have to say. I wouldn't know what they meant, so I'd have to look them up in the dictionary so I could try to make it sound convincing. So I got to learn a lot playing Billy. Cool?
Yeah,
Thank you. Alexis, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Carlos.
Carlos.
Steve. Also, when I was young, I also gravitated towards the Blue Ranger. I don't know if it was glasses or what, right? His energy he gave off, but I did. That was just a comment first. Secondly, hope it's not such a weird question, but do you have any advice for someone who, for the people who are kind of introverted and like to maybe stay home or to themselves? Do you have any advice to them for being out there in the world, meeting different people with their influences and their energy that they have, you know, to stay, any advice for someone to stay sane, pure, kind of put together, kind of,
Get out of their shell, I guess.
yeah, comfortably, you know, not dangerously get out of their shell or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage people, you know, it can be a very dangerous game being introverted. So in isolating yourself,
Yeah.
isolation is never great. And with the way technology is, we isolate ourselves more and more because we just sit behind our computers and talk to each other that way. Even we all sit on our phones and talk to each other. We don't ever really call each other anymore. We just text each other. So I don't know. It's kind of alarming to me. But I encourage people to exercise.
Yeah.
So if you're introverted, you
Yeah.
should at least try to get outside and walk and experience nature and just be out, even though it's 150 degrees here. Maybe at nighttime it's not so bad, I don't know. But
Yeah.
you know, get out and exercise and walk and try to find some kind of social group. I mean, the more and more fans that I meet, it's always surprising to me how they come together and be friends. Like a lot of people are in chat rooms and they start off being friends in chat rooms and then they come and meet each other in real life and then they're like friends. So I think that's kind of cool, but you know, it's really important to be out in the world. It's not cool to sit in your apartment or your house just locked up in your room and not socialize with people.
Yeah, I agree.
So does that help?
Yes.
Okay. Exercise. Step number 1. Thank
Like
you.
a Z warrior or something.
Yeah. You're back, Derek.
I'm
Try
sorry.
to win that prize.
I've always been curious. I've always wanted to see Jason David Frank, but
Why?
never had the time. He's just Tommy.
Yeah, it's just Tommy.
He's just Tommy. But
You've never met him, really?
no, I mean I've always been really busy or working multiple jobs. I mean, tell my family and stuff. But my question is like, if somebody would have told you 20 odd years ago, like, all right, you're gonna go and you're gonna film these episodes, 200 somewhat episodes. Your character's gonna last for about 4 to 5 years, and after that, your character's gonna die off. And the show's gonna keep on going, all right, for another 15 years. But y'all's first group in MMPR is gonna make the biggest impact on the world. What would you have said back then?
Girl, please. I don't no, I mean, we honestly, going into, nobody had any idea that the show would become the success that it did. Even Heimsbahn, the creator, I mean, I know he's a good businessman and he thought, you know, this could be something, but to have the impact that the show has had, none of us ever saw it coming. So, I mean, if somebody had told me that 20 years ago when we filmed the original pilot, based on the original pilot, I wouldn't have believed anything they were saying because it was pretty gross, pretty bad. But, you know, it's been very humbling and very exciting to see the success of the show and that it's gone on for 20 years. It's pretty amazing. It's like one of the most successful TV franchises in history. So, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. How are you?
Hi, good.
Tell me your name again.
Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan likes Batman, just every so.
Okay, so unlike the other ones, you played Billy for a long time, and you probably knew a lot of the people that came in.
Like the other actors?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I wanted to know, like, what was it like seeing a lot of people come and go, and, you know?
Well, the first time that it happened, when 3 actors were let go, that was kind of difficult. So, and, you know, upsetting, and I think it really upset the show. Like, as far as the energy and the tone of the show, it kind of just shifted everything. Because the original cast, we had great chemistry together. So that was hard, but then after that initial